Well, hello there. This is not how I thought I would be starting this video. I apologize if I look a little windswept and I sound a little frazzled. I left my Mahjong game in Greensboro a little bit early just because I was in some pain and I knew that I probably needed to head home. Well, it was divine providence that I did that because when I drove up, I had to let 2 fire trucks pass me, and you know, it's a big city, but always my mind thinks, oh, I wonder if they're going to our house. I continued to drive and I realized that they were parked in front of our driveway. And I asked the guy up front, I said, hey, do you know where the fire is? I live back there. He said, oh yeah, it's a huge brush fire back there. I called Luke, I told him to come outside. We got in the side-by-side, we ran up there, and it apparently had been burning for a while. They said like a few days it had been burning. So there's a huge patch of land up there that's been burnt. There's a huge pile of logs that are still smoldering that they are putting a whole bunch of water on. But there's a wind advisory today, so they want to make sure that it's fully out before they leave, because if not, it's just going to flare back up again and catch more stuff on fire. So Luke got asked, and this is me making light of this situation, but he probably got asked the best thing he's ever been asked. I heard them ask him too. They said, you don't happen to have a bobcat, do you? And it's like the best day of his life just happened. His face lit up. So he's getting the bobcat. He's gonna drive over there and help them to move the logs around so they can make sure that it's fully doused, I guess. And I'm gonna drive back up there on the side-by-side just to make sure everything's all right. And Luke was like, it's gonna be so cool, you'll have to record it. So that'll give me a focus for my anxious energy. But anyway, hello. Welcome back to Acme Acres. What's left of it, I'm kidding. We're getting bright here. It's probably about half an acre that got burnt. But yeah, I'll show you when we get up there.
All right, Genay, I'm sure got some footage of me. I ran and got the bobcat as quick as I could. We're out here. Can I spin this around while I'm recording? No. But there you go. This is what was burning. This is clearly something that's been burning. I mean, I'm not from the fire department, but this does not look like it was started today. This has been smoldering for a while, seems like. I don't know, and it's such an odd thing to catch on fire. They're gonna get me to use the bucket, and once they get some water out here, they're gonna want me to like flip this up so that they can really get underneath it and get a lot of water in there. I really don't know what I'm doing. Y'all know as well as anybody that I'm not that good at driving this, so wish us luck.
So this whole area was just burning, and we're not really sure for how long, why, what started it, any of that. Yeah, it's quite toasty up here. So there's another fire starting off to the side over here. To give you an idea, this tree right here is the beginning of the grass area that goes up to the house. So we're pretty dang close to the house. And now I just recognized that this is starting to smoke over here and there's a fire over there now. So this is still smoldering, but under control, and then they've got another one that's either smoldering or is ablaze over there. But Luke's having a blast. He's being very helpful. He's still pretty sore, so this might be terrible for him. It might be good for him. As you can tell, it's really windy, so they're having a hard time making sure that stuff stays contained, which is the issue. This is what happens when you see like California wildfires or the South Carolina wildfires. The wind is the big contributing factor. So I'm gonna walk away a little bit and let them take care of it, because they asked Luke to bring the Bobcat over there with a huge load of dirt, so hopefully they can just smother it with that. But yeah, very interesting Tuesday out here. I hope you all are having a much more chill day than we are currently. I don't think we've talked about this on the channel or on social media yet. We're trying to figure out how this happened, and they said it's been going for a while, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that it would have naturally done this. So like 2 days ago, I guess it must have been Monday, or yeah, yesterday, Luke was in the shower and he comes out and he's like, hey, did you see the guy walking down the driveway? And I said no, and he came in and told me. I was on the phone when it was happening, and it was this guy with no shoes on. He looked like he was in a very bad way. He told Luke he'd been walking in the woods for 2 days. Luke gave him a water and told him how to get back to the main road, and he said he was walking in the woods. So now we're kind of wondering, is he the one that was out here doing this, or are there other people out here doing this, which I think kind of makes sense. Hopefully get some fencing soon. I think we need to work on our perimeter fencing, but yeah. I'm trying to balance staying out of the way and trying to keep my eyes open for more spots that are going up. I did want to take a second and just say thank you to the Leakesville and the Draper fire departments. These guys are all out in the briars. This is an area that we have not maintained or cleared, so it is scrub and brush and thorns, and they're having to walk out there and take the water hoses and somehow keep the water hoses safe from the briars too. But yeah, they're doing the most, and I really appreciate whoever called this in also, because I don't know if I said it or not, but Luke was actually downstairs recording in the basement. And I've been in Greensboro all day, so I had no idea anything was happening, and I just happened to see them start coming down the road that our house is off of when I got back in town. So yeah, I appreciate everybody and all of their hard work, because they're out here. They have to keep going and getting water, because we don't have a hydrant out here, so they're having to fill up their water trucks, drive them out here, and continue to try to get this thing under control. So I just want to say I appreciate Leakesville and Draper fire departments specifically, but also just people that work in the fire department in general. You are going into an unknown situation and having to deal with crazy wind, and keep an eye out for stuff like that. So I know that I couldn't do it, so I really appreciate everyone that has taken the time and helped us out today. Yeah. If it wasn't so scary, it'd be majestic. Okay, so the fire department's just left. Luke is in the Bobcat. He's gonna bring that down here where I am, basically, and drive right by me back up to the building to put it away, and we need to spray it off and stuff. But yeah, they said that they basically found what looked like to be an old campfire that was still warm, so still smoldering in that area. So we're assuming that the guy that came up to the house made himself a fire while he was out there for the 2 days he said he was out there. It didn't go out completely, and that's what started the fire, and it just kind of spread from there. So crazy. Absolutely. It feels like a movie, or like this is scripted or something. When you all are watching this, the title to this is going to be crazy, and it's not going to be clickbait at all, because a homeless man literally did set our property on fire. Yeah, so very, very interesting. I am at a loss for words. I'm just so grateful that it wasn't any worse. I'm grateful that I got home when I did. I'm grateful that someone called it in, because apparently someone on one of the roads next to our property smelled it and called it in, and they came out here to check on it. I get physically ill when I think what would have happened if they didn't come out here. So I'm just really grateful that somebody said something, because we're out of city limits over here. We could have just been burning trash. People do that all the time. And the fact that someone thought, oh, this is different, and thought to call, it saved a lot of our property, and I'm trying not to catastrophize it or make it worse than it was, but theoretically that could have spread up here to the house, and that's really scary. The other thing that we figured out, which is absolutely horrible, but this is kind of like a blessing in disguise because we didn't know until this happened. Our gate that still isn't done, that we kind of built those little walls on either side, and then you've got the package drop on the other side. It is too narrow for a fire truck to fit through. So that's why they had to drive the water trucks up here in succession, because they physically can't fit the fire truck through, which is terrifying, because if the house caught on fire and they needed a whole lot of water, or if this brush fire had spread anymore and they needed a lot of water, they couldn't get up here. So yeah, immediately called the contractor and told him that we've got to get on the schedule to get that fixed. He said hopefully he can get people out here next week. So it's gonna be a long week for me mentally. But again, I'm just so grateful that this wasn't worse. I cannot believe that this happened still. I'll take a moment and kind of come to terms with it, and then hopefully debrief with you and with Luke, because I think he got some first POV footage of him driving the bobcat around and helping them move the logs and stuff so they could get more water in there. So hopefully you'll see that next, and then you'll see me and Luke, and then I am getting in the bed because today has been a day. I turned the camera off for 1 second, and this crazy person is chasing the geese into the pond. Luke is obviously completely unaffected by this situation. Oh my gosh. He keeps it light. He really does. He keeps me from spiraling. That is for sure. Hopefully you can see him down there. Oh, he might be wanting to pressure wash the thing over there. I forgot we've got a new Ego pressure washer. Wow, you're really close to me. We've got a new Ego pressure washer that you can put the hose into a bucket or a body of water and use that as the water for the pressure washer. So let me go over there and help him out.
Are you recording?
I'm recording.
All right. We've been battery tooling up. I don't know if I told you about this thing or not, but we got the Ego pressure washer. Simply for things like this, when we're out and about, you can throw this apparently in a bucket. And this is a huge bucket. This is a pond. And we were gonna go power wash the bobcat, and I was like, why don't we try this thing out? So apparently you can just throw that in the water. It's got a filter on it, and
oh.
Hey! Okay.
Nice.
So it works. I need to get these hoses untangled and whatnot, but pretty cool.
Oh, don't you dare.
Don't you dare.
I can't handle anything else today.
Buy one of these immediately. Because imagine this. You put yourself a, I don't know, 5-gallon bucket in the back of that thing. Put that in the back. You have a mobile pressure washer that you can drive everywhere.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you buy this?
It's sick.
Or you could throw it in this 1,000,000-gallon pond right here.
Oh my.
Yeah, I kind of messed up the yard.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, that's amazing. You know what we could do?
What?
Is get a big tanker. For a tank for the back of your little mini truck.
Uh-huh.
And you could ride around with your little mini truck and a little sprayer.
Yeah. That'd be good for watering stuff too.
Hey, ego? People are like, I can't believe you use battery operated stuff. You gotta use gasoline.
Oh.
You gotta use gas powered stuff. Oh. Great. This thing's quiet. I gotta change anything. Ain't gotta put gas in it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how it compares to other pressure washers because I never owned a pressure washer before.
Yeah.
But it's sick.
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
I was gonna say this is not sponsored
Yeah,
by
not
Ego
sponsored.
at all.
But it can be.
But it can be. But let's talk about today's actual sponsor. I did not intend for this to be such a good segue, but I'll meet you over there. And I just ran all the way over here from the pond. Just kidding. What I'm not kidding about is how excited I am that after a day like that, that DoorDash is sponsoring this video. I never thought in a million years that DoorDash would be a sponsor for us. It's something that we use on a regular basis. It gives us the ability to get things like when I was sick, it was such an easy way to get medicine instead of having to send Luke out. And then we both were down for the count. So that was how we ate for that entire time. And then when there is a crisis, like I cannot possibly fathom making dinner after a day like that. So DoorDash is my answer. I can still order from local restaurants, so I know that I'm still getting really good quality food, but I don't have to cook it. It's going to show up to me here. Almost everything that I could possibly be craving is on DoorDash. So if I'm looking for food, it's there. If I need medicine, it is there. If I need flowers, it is also there. DoorDash is your door to more. You can download the DoorDash app to get almost anything delivered. And if you use the code Acme Acres 50, you're going to get 50% off up to $10 on your first order of $15 or more. This is a limited time offer. So if you need it, use it now, send it to a friend, let them use it, and let me know what you decide to eat. So I have put in my order and I'm waiting for it now. So I'll show you guys when it gets here. Goods are secured. I think that's it for today. I think there has been quite enough excitement in this video, so I'm gonna sign off here. That is all, folks. Let this be a lesson to you. Make sure that you're keeping an eye out for billowing smoke. Don't let people camp on your property without telling them how to put out a campfire properly. And yeah, check all the batteries in your smoke detectors. Learn a little bit more about fire safety, because why not? The knowledge will always be there and you can use it when you need it. So I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.